Here's one of my memories from when I was a kid. I was about 10 years old. We lived in Texas at the time. And Tammy and me had this little dog named Spot. He was black and white, sort of small breed dog, probably some sort of mix of terrier. And in those days, your dog didn't really stay home. If it was your dog, it kind of went with you wherever you went. It used to follow us around the neighborhood when we went to go play with other kids and do stuff like that. We lived on a road that was called, we lived on a road that was just called the Circle. And it was basically, there was a main road and our road was a U. It came back to the same road. I don't know why they called it a circle when it was a U, but that's just how it was done there in Texas. Around here in North Carolina, they would call it a loop road. But we were out riding bikes, and Spot was following us. And when we made our way around the U and got on the main highway, we would go as fast as we could to get back to the U's because, there's a lot more cars zipping up and down that road. And we were kind of pedaling furiously to get back to the other side of our road. And a car was coming. And Spot, I guess, he was feeling kind of protective, and he started barking, and he ran out in the road to, let the car know who was boss, and he got hit. He got run over. And he flopped to the side of the road, and we stopped our bikes and ran over there. And right off the bat, it was pretty clear to me that he was dead. And Tammy was crying. I'll never forget it to this day because it's burned in my head. But she was wearing a blue and white dress, and she sat on the side of the road and pulled Spot onto her lap, and her blue and white dress was just covered in red blood. And she was crying, and she said, "Go get Dad, go get Dad." And I tried to say, Tammy, he's dead, but it was obvious that this was way above my pay grade. So I said, "I'll go get Dad." So I went as fast as I could home and busted in the house, and I said, "Daddy, Spot's been hit by a car, and I think he's dead. He's up there on the road, and Tammy's holding him." So we jumped in the car and drove up there, and Tammy was just beside herself, bawling. And so Daddy picked her up and put her in the car, and then he put Spot in the trunk, and we drove back home. And we dug a grave for him in the backyard and buried him there. And that's my memory of Tammy and Spot.